This man was shepherd of the lambs longer than any other, from 1969 to 1986, a total of 17 years. Shepherd Emeritus Tom Dillon.
This is a tough spot. AJ just mentioned all the stars that we've had, or some of the stars we've had in the club, and I was trying to think of stories. Dick loved stories, and it was such a pleasure to sit around the table and exchange stories with him. And I've just chosen one, AJ, that doesn't deal with any of our stars. And Dick always called me either a broken down tenor or a broken down choir boy. So I have to apologize in advance if I go outside that range or that criticism, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to talk about 1970. I was doing a tour with Ann Corio in a show called This Was Burlesque. I was asked to do the national anthem at the old Americana Hotel, and I sat on the dais with a priest sat next to me, and he introduced himself as the new pastor of St. Malachy's, famous St. Malachy's Church, Monsignor Thomas O'Brien. And he said to me, "I hear you're in a show. What show are you in?" And I said, "I really don't want to tell you, Monsignor." He said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, what could it be?" And I said, "Well, I'm in the Ann Corio show." He said, "Can you get me a couple of tickets?" So I said to Monsignor, "You're my kind of guy. I want you to meet me at the Lambs tomorrow for luncheon," which he did. Before the luncheon was over, he joined the club, and I don't think anybody was ever more accepted in the club than Monsignor O'Brien. He had a particular friend who was an anchor at WOR. Tom, what was his name, AJ? Dunn. Tom Dunn. And they were always at the bar in spite of the fact that the Monsignor did not drink. So, anyway, Alice and I got in the habit of functions, which always ended at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning at the Lambs. We got in the habit of driving him home to the rectory. And one night it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and he said, "Tommy, you and Alice go home. Tom Dunn's going to drive me home on his way to his apartment." So I said, "Fine," and I left. And next morning I get a call at 8 o'clock from the Monsignor in stitches. He said, "You'll never guess what happened." He said, "Well, after you left," he said, "I went to get my coat, which had all the keys to the rectory and everything. Somebody had taken it by mistake." He said, "We waited for an hour, nobody returned the coat." So Tom said, "Let's go around the corner to a pub, and we'll wait for another hour and see if somebody did." Nobody did. So finally Tom says, "Listen, come home, stay on the couch in the living room." I live at Lincoln Center. So we drove Monsignor up to Lincoln Center. We tiptoe into the apartment. This is about 4:30 in the morning. Tom says, "There's your couch." He said, "I'll go in and get some blankets for you." So he tiptoed in the room. And all of a sudden his wife wakes up. She said, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" He says, "Darling, you'll never guess who's in the living room." Forgive me, Father. She says, "Oh, Jesus Christ." He said, "No, but you're very close." So that was really Dick's favorite story. And I'm not going to take any more time, you don't have to look at me. And I just want to say that we remember Dick always, and we're so blessed to have Joyce and Randy to continue on and bless us with their friendship. And we'll remember Dick always in our hearts, our souls, and our minds.